Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and today, yes, we got that sweet, salty batch files episode right now for you. And in regards to the fact that they are just not doing well, when I say they, I mean the Xbox fanboys still aren't able to cope with the fact that not only are they not receiving other exclusive games from other platforms, they're seeing success of their first-party games heading to other platforms. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what we do is we got a lot of that sweet, sweet salt going on, a lot of coping going on right out of the gates from our favorite Xbox shill person. I think he's number one, even outweighing a lot of the others because he likes to also spread a lot of misinformation on top of that. We're talking about Cold Eastwood here, and he comes off saying, "Amazing to see Banisher's Ghost of New Eden on Xbox Series X running with incredibly high quality visuals in performance mode. No need to play it quality here." So this is a jab at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, stating that some players have to play in quality mode over performance mode, which I'm not seeing the ghosting or the smoothness myself, and about 40 hours into it, as stated recently. So the fact that, again, this is a self-proclaimed now, he's been shifting over to PC, but now we're taking that focus back, folks, on the Xbox side of things here. So one of two things are happening. Either he's not truly forcing himself over to the PC side, or he's just still being a shill for Xbox themselves for many different reasons, I'm sure. Is he getting paid? Is he getting free merchandising? Is there sort of something going on, right? With that is ultimately what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, nice tongue-in-cheek here. Again, you don't have to play in quality mode on Rebirth, so this again is misinformation. If he actually played the game, he would probably know that. But here we go. Keep on going. So he's still not done here. We had another recent tweet from him stating, "No need to buy a PS5 now with the announcement of Ghost of Tsushima finally hitting the PC marketplace after many years." So again, taking another jab at the fact that, well, don't throw those stones in your own glass house, as they like to say. I mean, you have absolutely zero room to talk when you're talking about the Xbox platform. Every game, and again, as I stated, every game that's gone day one on PC is what helped propel, along with Game Pass, the predicament that Xbox is in. That's why we're seeing their first-party games head to other platforms, though. Let's keep throwing those stones in your glass house, Colt. Totally makes sense. I mean, PlayStation definitely doesn't have exclusive after exclusive dropping non-stop, but, you know, whether that be first-party or third-party, exclusive is exclusive content. Those are the facts. Let's go here. Now, I want to point this one out here. I never shared this on my channel, so if anybody missed this one, this is a great one to get, to screen cap whatever you have. Always good to have in your back pocket, because if you do run across this individual, this is always great to pull up. Of course, he pulls off and moves the goalpost, but he states, "I'm going to have at least 10% more fun with Starfield knowing a PS version once existed but was scrapped," with the smirking emoji. "Stop port begging, it's done. Sony was outplayed by Microsoft." So, that was great. That was great. That was back almost a year ago to this date. 6 days shy from it at the time of this recording, anyways. So, this is a great, great one to have in the back pocket. Karma is a thing. And everything that he states is absolute garbo, because it ends up being pie and egg in the face, ultimately. So I just like to share that one with y'all. If you happen to miss that, we're now in the current state of things, and this is what's going on. Extension. The Catfish, known as Joseph Cruz, Andrea Piccinini. I'm going to keep mentioning that every time I bring up this person, because I do not want people to forget you're continually being catfished. Anyways, they try to rebrand themselves, so they kind of go on here, as you can see, talking about Ghost of Tsushima as well, and puts up a Steam, reply here in regards to a supposed PlayStation gamer upset about it going over there. I can understand people are going to be upset. Even Xbox people should have been upset when games were going to PC day one. Am I upset? Not if it's not going day one. If it goes day one, that's reason for concern. 100%. I've told everybody that. I will not lie to you or the audience that watches this channel. I'm not going to lie. If that does happen, that's unfortunate because that's how much quicker that consoles are going to go away, and we're going to be looking at streaming services. And I hope that doesn't come to fruition anytime soon, or at least in my lifetime. But the fact they have to poke fun, again, throwing stones in that glass house, kind of ridiculous. I personally wouldn't be caught dead doing something like that because it just doesn't make any sense and it makes you look like an idiot, right? Ultimately, it makes you look like an idiot. So, continuing on here, and like I said, this for the folks that say this is not salt, that's 100% salt. Why would you state that if you weren't salty about your own first-party platform games going to other platforms? Pure salt. Take it or leave it. Paris, I had to bring him up because last time he was a great focal point, and here we are again. Thank you at PlayStation for providing a code for Rise of the Ronin, a newest, third-party exclusive at this point in time, almost maybe a second party. Preview coverage should be out next week. So, at the end of the review, are you gonna glow about the game if it is good? I don't know yet. I don't have my hands on it or a demo. If it ends up being really good, are we going to come to the same conclusion, Paris, that this should also be on Xbox? Because exclusives are bad now, right? If you want to know what I'm looking at or talking about in further context, definitely check out the previous Salty Batch video, and it does go into more detail and has all of his shortcomings as far as posts. So again, I kind of shrug my shoulders at why he gets those kind of codes. I know he still has a following, but his own channel itself is not getting a lot of views, so I don't know the outreach that he gets. I know he has quite a bit of followers on social media, but again, if he's reviewing this on his channel, I don't feel like the outreach is going to be there. He's going to get probably more context and more wording out on Kinda Funny if he continues to star on that, of course. So, moving on, Extension again, the Catfish, breaking. It's official, Indiana Jones on PS5. More details below. Creates their own little deal. So, again, another tongue-in-cheek jab. I can never say that quick enough. But they make fun of this, but it's the fact that it could possibly happen. I don't think it's going to be day and date, not yet. I think for these big ones like that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot can be said. I can only guesstimate that they would be smart to at least hold on to that exclusivity for a year before it goes to other platforms. But again, depending on the deal that they have with Disney, they may need to get that money rolling. And the only way for them to get that money rolling because of Game Pass is to put that on other platforms. So at this point, it could be 50-50. It could be seeing day and date. It could be a year exclusivity. We don't know yet, but that's a 50-50. Flip that coin, we'll see what happens. But they want to put that tongue-in-cheek reference there. It's coming. Whether they like it or not, whether any Xbox fanboy likes it or not, more continued first-party games are coming. Let's continue on. We got some more to go over here. So then we have to re-up, right? We're going back to Colt here. We have to re-up the fact that we got to build up that value for Xbox, right? So thanks to Xbox backwards compatibility, a metric ton of Activision Blizzard games are coming to Xbox-only consoles and Xbox PC Game Pass. So now we got to build up backwards compatibility, which, for those of you that don't know, they've had to limit that now. They had to stop it due to licensing and such, so it now only goes back so far and on certain games, which is quite a bit, and is the leader in regards to backwards compatibility. I'm not going to take that away. However, there is a limit to that. So we're going to buy new-gen consoles. We're going to get a 5K master rig for PC elitists to play older games. Is that what we're trying to do? Is that where we're at? Forget the new games and the continuing growing backlog for most gamers out there, but we're going to tout backwards compatibility because that's what I want to do on new gen consoles and brand new PC beefy rigs. That's what I want to do. And then, of course, Jamie Moran, or as everybody likes to call him, Jamie the Moron, Xbox. We have hardware coming this year, and we are also working on next-gen consoles and more investment in the games than ever before. gaming media. This may be the end of Xbox. So he's upset at the fact that it could be a possibility that this could be a fruition. It's been in talks, and recent talks coming out, that they're having conversations, and by they, I mean Xbox studios and heads are having conversations whether or not to even bring another console out. Do I think they will? I think they'll bring out one more for one more generation. Make it beefy, do what they can with it. But at the same time, if you think about it, I know Microsoft likes to eat a lot of money. They like to eat a lot of money and a lot of loss because they have the money to do that. But it just doesn't make sense. With the direction that they're going, I don't see even a new console doing any better than the Series S and X. You've had two SKUs, a Series S that had a major jump on PlayStation during COVID. And where did that land you? Still in third place. Why? Because of everything I mentioned before. Game Pass, conditioning your fan base to rent over buy, all that stuff. So the Game Pass subscription model did not increase. Here we are. But you're going to get upset, Jamie Moron, that the fact that they have the audacity to state that it could be the end. It could be in jeopardy. And that could be the truth. We don't know yet, for sure, until there's an official announcement either way from Microsoft, but it's not out of the question. You can get upset all you want. It's going to be very interesting the day that Xbox does dip out of this. And we all know it's coming. What are they going to do? We know what they're going to do. They're going to jump onto PC, supposedly, and go that route. We'll see. It'll be an interesting day. Let's continue. So, Tim Dog, a known Xbox guy that's now trying to remain neutral, trying to turn over that new leaf and be a good guy. We've come onto some equal ground lately as well, but he's here stating, I told my wife I wanted a PlayStation VR 2 for my birthday, and of course, post up, the biggest Xbox fanboy, the guy who thinks the earth is still flat. I don't know how there's still flat earthers out there, but here we are. It's just a bunch of laughing, crying emojis. Yes, it's hilarious that somebody wants to experience a good VR system. To maybe experience Call of the Mountain, to maybe experience other stuff as well. Forbid a gamer for wanting to play on VR. He's laughing because he thinks that VR 2 was a failure, which in a way, it didn't sell like they wanted to, hence why they're getting the PC support ongoing. Still, if it's going to get that PC port going, then why the laughing, crying emojis if it's going to be compatible with PC as well? I don't see the issue. But the salty batches are seeing the issue, right? Jamie Moron, once again, one of the massive benefits of Xbox backwards compatibility of 3 previous generations, you get to play games you missed. For me, a big one was the Xbox 360 title Binary Domain, which was an okay title. I played it and it's fine. Nothing I'd write home about, but it's a gear-style campaign and it's incredible. Also 60 FPS boost on Xbox Series console. So again, it just goes back into tandem with the fact that why are we touting the backwards compatibility? Myself, and I think from what I understand, talking to most in my circle and outside of my circle and just gamers in general, I don't know folks that buy a new gen system to play older games. I can't keep up with the newer games. I'm going to restate this. I cannot keep up with the newer games. Why am I playing an older game like that? If you're playing older games like that, that means your library's dry. That means you're not enjoying the new games. And if you're not enjoying the new games, perhaps you should be a retro gamer. Just saying. Maybe pull yourself back and be like, if I'm having more fun with these older games than the newer games, which I'm enjoying the crap out of the newer games lately. I mean, I am neck deep in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and enjoying every minuscule second of the game. Not once have I been like, I'm bored, I don't want to do this. And the hits just don't stop coming for me with the new games. I love it. I can't imagine going back and being like, I want to play Binary Domain. Even if it was a pretty decent game. I don't have a feeling of being like, well, I don't got nothing to do, so I'm going to go back and play some old school gen games. Here we go. Not happening, man. I don't get it. And then, of course, Uni Sensei here. Wow. Uni Sensei. Post the deal here. Final Fantasy sales are declining. What do we do? Do NFTs? More live service games? Port on more platforms? And, of course, throwing them out the window there. Uni, you can port Final Fantasy games to the Xbox console and it's still not going to sell. We've been over this in my previous video. Those games are not going to sell. They haven't sold, they continue to not sell. But one quick point I want to bring up. We did get news that Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, was one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. I mean, I have a top 3 or top 5 tier list that doesn't probably change or flex there much, but you know, it's definitely in my top 20 of all time. And that's saying something because you know how many JRPGs that are phenomenal out there? So the fact that they had to come out and state, hey, this isn't leaving Game Pass, I really want to see the download numbers on that. Are folks actually playing that? I hope they are. I mean, that's my want, is more people to play great games. When it comes to that stuff, I really do. But the reason I do these and do this stuff is because I'm making a point that you guys aren't playing your games as far as buying them. You have to buy your games to support the industry. That's all we're asking. I never agreed with the subscription service stuff. That's where I disagree with everything. That's what I dislike about Microsoft, that and their shady practices and them lying all the time. But ultimately, I don't like the direction it's going. It's forcing hands in a lot of different directions that shouldn't be forced. That's what I dislike. That's all I'm saying. I don't dislike Microsoft for creating games and doing what they do. I don't like the method of what they do things with. So, that on a little tangent, here we are, more salt from Uni. Like I said, as you see here, why don't they get that through their head? They think even if the minority of them think that I'm buying every game, you're in the minority of buying games, folks. That's why, unfortunately. So do what you can. Tell your friends and family that do even somewhat game or even casually, do your best to sell them on certain games. Be like, buy these games. But what about Game Pass? It doesn't matter about Game Pass. Buy your games. Do it. With that being said, I know there's a lot of them there. We'll end the video here. I have some more content. We'll have to just do another video with those because those are great. But that being said, I really appreciate everybody's support. As always, at this time of recording, we are at 1,437 subs out of the 1,500 goal. We are super, super close. You guys are actually phenomenal as always. So thank you for your support. If you haven't already, leave a like, leave a comment, helping out the algorithm. And of course, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And remember, don't be a salty badge. Take care.